Hi there, it's Jennifer, and thanks for joining me for another video in my series on long distance walking. Today's topic is weight loss. So when I first started doing long distance walking, a friend of mine asked me if I would do a half marathon with her as a walker. My response to her was, why? I just couldn't figure out why I would want to walk 13.1 miles, let alone do a full marathon, which I ended up doing later. To date, I have done, on the day you see this video, if you're watching it, on the very day I upload it, I will be doing my 20th half marathon. And next week, next Sunday, I will have a vlog video of that experience. And so anyway, I will have done 20 half marathons and 4 full marathons, and I'm training for my 5th full marathon, which will be in January of 2016. So when I got into it, I did it really because my friend asked me to, and we lived on opposite sides of town. At the time I lived in Phoenix, which is just a huge metropolitan area. We lived about as far apart as we could, and so it was a way to get together with her once a week. We did our training walks by ourselves during the week, and then we would get together every Saturday and do our longer training walks, and so I really did it for that reason. I found that by exercising more, by getting myself out the door 3 days a week for 3 to 4 miles during the week, and then a longer one on the weekend, I found that I did drop a few pounds, and more than losing some weight, what I found is my shape changed. It was really wild. It didn't happen immediately. It was probably over time, training maybe for a year or more for these longer distances. My shape really changed. I was much curvier in the hips, and my hips have gotten straighter since then. Not completely straight, but much straighter than they were. And so that was a pleasant little surprise. But you can't just assume that because you start doing long distance walking that you're gonna get skinny. What we tend to do is we take advantage of the fact that we're getting out the door and burning calories, and we think, oh, now I can eat whatever I want. Well, when you walk a mile, it burns about 100 calories, depending on your intensity level. And a runner, when a runner runs a mile, they burn about 100 calories. You might think, why is that? But it's because it takes less time for a runner to run a mile than it does for a walker. So, we're out there longer to burn off that 100 calories. So you're going to burn off those calories, but if you just go and stuff your face and add it all back in, you're not going to lose weight. And I have found in the past that, especially with a full marathon, when you're getting up to long distances, and you're thinking about carb loading the night before and all of that you can actually gain weight when you're getting ready for a marathon. I haven't experienced that so much with half marathons, but with a full marathon, I have to be really careful about that because I feel hungry. I know that I need to be consuming more carbs, and in the days leading up to a long distance, and when I say a long distance, I'm talking like 16 miles, 18, 20. So in those weeks leading up to it, you can actually put on weight because you're feeling like you need to eat all this stuff. Really, you don't need to eat tons and tons of carbs. The night before, it's a good idea because in eating a simple carb like pasta, because it will go into the crannies of your muscles and give you more glycogen during the race. And so you can do that the night before, but you don't need to stuff yourself on it. Just eat a regular meal. I have a video that I did about nutrition. I'll link that in the space below so you can check that out. But you just don't need to go crazy over it. So if you really want to get into walking and you want walking to help you lose weight, and really if you just eat what you normally eat and then get out the door and just start walking a few miles, a few days a week, you're gonna eventually drop some pounds. But in long distances, the temptation is to eat a lot because you've just worked out really hard and you just feel like you really need to eat. Well, you do need to eat, but you don't need to eat a ton. Now, if you are planning to walk a full marathon, and some of you are probably laughing right now, And I never thought I would do, seriously, I never thought I would do long distances. I didn't think I would do a half marathon or even a 10K. I don't think I had not even done a 10K before I did my first half marathon. But there's just something really empowering about doing a race and training for something, working really hard towards something, and then having this celebration that the race is, and then somebody hands you a medal when you cross the finish line, and it's just a really great feeling about that. So if you get into doing a half marathon, or you start doing half marathons, you just may be tempted to do a full, and that's exactly what happened with me. Once I got to my first half marathon, or finished my first half marathon, I was thinking, I bet I could do a full. and that's kind of where it all started. So I wanted to share a couple of interesting things though. If you do decide to do a full marathon, there are a couple of things that will absolutely cause you to put on more pounds on the scale. It's not more fat, it's more pounds on the scale in those months and weeks leading up to the race, and I'll tell you what that is. First of all, because you'll be consuming some carbs before those longer training walks, and also because you'll be consuming sodium, you want electrolyte replacement when you're getting out there for those longer distances, you're gonna carry a few extra pounds of water. It's just what happens when you, carbs make us hold on to more water, salt obviously makes us hold on to more water, and so that's just gonna happen. It will go away when you finish, when you're done with all that. Those pounds will drop off. So it's not fat, it's just weight that you'll see on the scale. Another thing though, and this is a really interesting fact that I learned from a coach I had during my, training for my first full marathon. He told us that when you're working that hard and when you're training for long periods of time and going out there for those really long distances, that you will gain weight, because this is just so amazing. Your body actually creates more blood volume because your blood carries oxygen through your body, and when you're doing those longer distances, you need more oxygen going through your body and through your tissues, and so your body creates, I think he said, 2 to 4 additional pounds of blood. Can you believe that? Pounds of blood. So it's not like you're walking around looking like you're the Pillsbury Doughboy or something. It's just, I don't know, but there's more blood. And eventually when you are not training for a full marathon, your body goes back to holding the amount of blood that it normally does. But yeah, you gain more blood. So if you are training for something like this, and I've never experienced the weight gain thing with a half marathon, but with a full marathon, sometimes I find that I'm like 4 to 6 pounds heavier than I was before, and I know that I'm doing everything right, but I'm carrying some water weight and I'm carrying more blood. So does long distance walking help you lose weight? Yeah, if you're smart about it. So if you're, it's calories in, calories out. So if you're burning off certain calories, but you're taking in more than you were before, then you're probably not going to lose weight. You might gain. But so don't use it as an excuse to eat more. Use it as a way to help you to get in better shape. And then yes, you can drop some pounds from doing long distance walking. I have found that I've struggled with weight my whole life. I have a slow thyroid. I also have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which leads to difficulty losing weight and difficulty maintaining weight. And ever since I started doing long distance walking, I've had a much easier time maintaining my weight, and I haven't been doing this roller coaster thing. So I advocate for it. I tell people all the time, just get out and walk. It'll really help you. It'll change your shape. It'll help you manage your weight and all that. So yes, it's a really good thing for managing your weight, but you have to be smart about it. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you'll tune in next week to see the vlog of our half marathon that we did in Flagstaff. It was a trail course, and so we won't be trying to go fast or anything like that. It's absolutely beautiful course though, so I'd love to show you that. And so that's about it. So I hope that you'll join me in future videos. I'm BusyBeingJen, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye, you guys.